Today in the Diary of a Cameraman, we will still be talking about some things in Adobe Premiere Pro. We will look at understanding lumetric color parameters. So let's dive into Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro is open. So I'm opening my Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, so let me still continue with this project file interface. So I'll close it. So let me create a new sequence, Control N to create a new sequence, and I'll call it lumetric color parameters. Press enter. Okay, so this is my Premiere Pro workspace. So let me import a video that I'm going to work with. So I double click here. This is a drone shot of Ring Road in Benin City, Edo State. So I want to work with these drone shots. So let me play it. This is a drone shot of Ring Road in Benin City, Nigeria, Edo State. A lot of people say Ring Road is the center of Edo State. Some people. So I don't know yet, but I feel they're actually right. Ring Road is in Ring Road there. It's closer to the palace of the Oba of Benin, the State House of Assembly, the Oba Market, and even the radio secretariat is around Ring Road. So Ring Road is a very busy area in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. So this is a drone shot of it. So we'll be making use of this drone shot to play around the metric color parameters. So let me bring these drone shots to my workspace. It doesn't have an audio, so I'll change sequence setting. So it's currently in my workspace. This is my program window. So I've made it small. So in working with lumetric colors, I always make use of a function of a tool known as adjustment layer. In subsequent tutorials, I will make us understand what adjustment layer is all about. What is an adjustment layer and why do we use adjustment layer? But for this topic, I will be teaching us adjustment layer is more like a layer placed either below or above a clip. It can be a video clip, it can be an audio clip that you apply a function to. When you apply that function to it or effect to, when you apply that effect to it, the clip below it is affected by that effect. For example, if I bring my adjustment layer, so I'll come here and I'll click adjustment layer. If I click OK and I drag it on top above my video clip. Now, whatever effects I put in this adjustment layer is an empty layer. First of all, it's an empty layer. There's nothing inside. There's no video. There's no audio. Just empty. It's a blank layer. So whatever effect I put in my adjustment layer will definitely affect my video clip. So that is what an adjustment layer is. It's an empty layer that you can put different effects that it makes is mostly important and useful when you have multiple timeline, like multiple time video clip or audio clip in your timeline. Let me say you have like 1000 video clip, maybe a movie is shot or a music video is shot or a documentary is shot. Instead of you applying the same effects to the 1000 clip over and over, you just bring your adjustment layer, copy the effect or apply the effect in the adjustment layer, and it's going to affect all the 1000 clip at the same time. So that is the power of adjustment layer. But like I say, in subsequent tutorials, I will make us understand more on the importance, the meaning, and how to make use of adjustment layer professionally as a video editor. So this is my adjustment layer placed here. So I will have to make it to get to the end of my video. So in case I apply an effect in it, it will affect every area of the video. So this adjustment layer. So I've clicked the adjustment layer. I want to come to my effects. Then I will go to lumetric preset. So on the other lumetric preset, we have cinematic, we have film stock, we have monogam, we have speed lock looks, and we have technical. So what I will do is, let me go to cinematic. So let me just drop these two strips on top my adjustment layer. So if I go to my effect control here, you can see that is the I've placed it. So wherever I place here, effect shows in my effect control, like I told us in the previous tutorial. So it has showed here. So if I off it, and after, there's really no much effects, so I delete it and drag the next one and place on top. So you can see there's an effect. So you can see there's an effect. So if I off it and on it, you can see the effect. Now I can still apply this lumetric color directly to my video clip, and it will still work. But why I mostly use adjustment layer, like I told you, is so I can, in case I want to put another video clip and I just want them to have the same color feel or the same effects, I'll just expand my adjustment layer and to apply to it. So I just want to work with adjustment layer at this moment, and it makes my work look more organized and exceptional. So I've applied this. You can still delete it and apply another one. You can see it. If you off it, after you're seeing the effects. We can change this, which I'm going to do, but I just want to make you understand something. So you can still apply this. Okay, take a look of this. So let me make it bigger, and so I like this. Let me now play with the parameters. So let's go to the parameters of lumetric color. This first three things you see here is a masking tool. I will make us understand what masking tool is all about. This is the epilepsy. This is the circle masking tool. This is the rectangle masking tool, and this is the pen tool, also known as pen masking tool. So I will make us understand what masking tool is all about in subsequent tutorial. But what I want to talk about now is this basic correction, creative, curves, color wheels and match, HSL, secondary, and vignette. So let me start from the basic correction first of all. Now under the basic correction is already active. You can see once you turn the active buttons, everything will disable. So it's already active. We have what here, input LUT, that's LUT. LUT is an abbreviation. The full meaning of LUT is lookup table. Is a built-in preset for Photoshop or Premiere Pro. So most time you can actually build a LUT, maybe a color LUT, an effect LUT, animation LUT, and you sell it out. So someone just apply it to a particular function. It's a particular a particular clip or a particular video. The function just affect it. Some people can build LUT whereby if somebody is working, the person will be talking to his or herself. Instead of you animating that, you can just build a LUT for that and sell it or upload it online. Someone can download it, apply it on that video, and to just start performing that function. So that is one thing about LUT. So this is a built-in LUT in these ones are all built-in LUT in this thing. You can see the different LUT. If I don't want to work with any of these LUT, I can now go to browse. Then I go to browse and I look for my own loot or my own lots. People call it lots, people call it loot. And I look for my own lots and apply there that I have downloaded or I bought. Like I told you, you can download online or you can buy for some people. Some people sell, some people build and sell. So if I don't want any of it, I leave it as none. So I don't want to make use of their lots. I want to actually create my own. I want to create my colors. I want to create my feel because that's one of the things that makes you a professional editor. Now, for you to just be using what people have already done to apply to your workflow and feel you're a professional. When you do it yourself, you play along with all the parameters you said, you will begin to understand what works best for you. And in subsequent time, you can actually be good in what you do. So I prefer doing my things my own way. So what I will do now, come to my white balance and we have white balance selector, we have the temperature. The temperature has to do with how the it deals how it I don't know how to explain it for you, but let me just apply it and you see what it means. And when I increase my temperature, it's what is happening. The video is becoming it's having a gray, a brown effect. So when I reduce it more, you see it's becoming cool. It can either be warm or cool. So it's becoming cool now, which is more like it's more like having this blue color that is becoming cool. So when I increase it like this now, you can see it's becoming warm. It's adding a little saturation to it, a little saturation and vibrance to the clip. So let me leave it back at 0 and see what works best for me. Look at it. So I feel I should just add a little saturation, a little temperature. I think this is better for me. Or I can choose to just leave it in 0. I feel 0 will be better. Let me just leave it. Let me leave the temperature that the video was shot in. So that is the white balance, as people might call it, the white balance in your camera. So my tint is in 0. You can see the effect as I'm increasing it, as I'm reducing it, taking it to the negative side. You see it on the positive side is turning to purple. On the negative side is giving it a green kind of effect. So let me put it back at 0. And I think I'm okay with it at 0%. Then my tone, my exposure has to do with how bright or dark my clip is. So if you increase it, it becomes overexposed. If you reduce it, take it to negative side, become less exposed. So Control Z. I think I'm okay with the exposure rate. So my contrast, if you increase it, becomes thicker. If you reduce it, become warmer. So I would just love to reduce my contrast a little bit. Then my highlight has to do with we have highlight and shadow. Shadow deals with the dark area of the clip. It also applies to photo editing. The shadow deals with the dark area of the skin, that dark area of the clip. If I want to increase, if I want to bring, I want to lighten up the dark area, I'll use my shadow. If I want to darken it a little bit, I'll use my shadow. If I want to now brighten up the bright area a little bit, I'll use my highlight. So I want to leave the both of them at the same place. Then my white, I can choose to increase it, I can choose to decrease it. So let me add a little bit of white. I think I'm okay like this. Then the black, I'll just reduce my black a little bit. You can see the before and after. You see the video was flat before, but now it's having details. You can see the green is popping out, it's having details, becoming rich. So that is one thing about playing with lumetric color. Then if you want to reset it to 0, you have to press the reset button. A saturation has to do with how, like, let me increase my saturation a little bit. So you can see the video is having more tests. it's becoming cinematic. So I go to my creative section. It's always advisable not to add much saturation. So this is your look up table to have, like I told you, different this thing here, but I only leave it at none. Our intensity, can choose to do anything with it there, but I leave it at that 25. Then my faded theme, leave it as though my sharpening has to do with, so sharpen, what we need to sharpen something and that to make it more thick. So I'll just increase the sharpness a little bit. I think I'm okay with it this way. So you can have more details. The vibrance I'll increase a little bit, so the colors can pop out. See, I'm having more feel. My video is having more feel. Then saturation is already okay by me. Like I told you, it's not always good to add much saturation. You see your video currently. I've seen it. This is the before. This is the after. This is the before. Let me make it big. This is before. So just flat. And this is after. See, the colors are popping out. It's having more details. It's no longer flat. The green is showing. The houses are popping out. So you can see this is popping out. It's not just flat. That is the effect. That is how powerful the lumetric color is. So here now is your wheel. This is a color wheel. This is a shadow tint. This is a highlight tint. Like I told you, shadow deals with the dark part of a clip. Maybe you want to add a little brightness to the dark part. You can work with your shadows or your highlights. So then highlight deals with the bright part of a clip. We have three distinct things. We have shadows, we have highlights, and we have mid-tone. So I'll make us understand what this is all about in subsequent tutorials in Diary of a Cameraman. But let me just go ahead. Then I will leave that there. Most time you don't have to portray everything. You just have to play around and see what works best for you. I've already gotten a perfect feel for this drone shot, but I just want to like play around with more to see something more can actually come out from it. So I'll now go to my curve. We have RGB. RGB is a primary color. It means red, green, and blue. We have three primary colors: red, green, blue, and blue. So that is RGB. So the abbreviation is RGB. So in this curve, we have three areas, like I told you. We have the shadows, the mid-tone, and the highlights. The dark part here, which is here, is the shadows. So the shadows. If I click here, in the shadows, you can see it becomes dark. Like I told you, shadows is a dark area. While the upside here is my highlight. If I take it up, you can see my video has become overexposed. So that is the highlight. Why the middle place is my mid-tones. So if I bring down here, it's not over bright, it's not over dark, it's just in the middle. It's in the mid-tone. That's why it's called mid-tone. So you can play along with it. So you can apply a keyframe. Let me say apply a keyframe here, apply a keyframe here, apply a keyframe here. So I can just choose to increase my highlight a little bit or to become over bright. So I think I'm okay with it. Increase my highlight a little bit, then reduce my mid to reduce my shadow a little bit, and let me see what it gives me. I'll do maybe something nice. The effect is there. I think I'm okay with that. So that is, then we have a hue saturation curve. We have the hue, we have the saturation, and we have the luminance. The hue, saturation, and luminance is a different topic on its own, which I will teach us subsequently in Premiere Pro. But let me just give you a breakdown of it. Hues mostly is used to change the color of something. Let me say I want to change the red to another color. Maybe you want that is you want to change a red area of a video to green, purple, yellow. That's where you make use of the hue. Then the luminance has to do with how bright or dark the video is. Maybe you want the color is, for example, you want to maybe you want to apply, maybe there's already, let me say this is the video and let me make it big. This is the video and you want this green area, the green part, that is this green trees, you want the green to pop out. Maybe the green is looking, the green is a little bit, it's a dark green, you want it to be a light green. That's why you make use of luminance. So that's why you make use of luminance. Then this, that is luminance for you. Then the saturation has to do with increasing the warmness of the video. So, but I'll make us understand more on that on subsequent. So you can just hue a saturation curve. So in the next one, I will talk about saturation versus saturation, luminance, luma versus saturation. That's luminance versus saturation. Then hue versus luma, hue versus hue, and hue versus saturation. So if I talk about that in the next tutorial, then I'll also talk about color wheels and HSL secondary and vignette. So this is where we end our first tutorial on introduction to luminance parameters. See you next time in the diary of a cameraman.